Let's get started laying all the way down to our backs, just like normal. Feel how the ground and how your back receives the ground right now. Feel how that flat plane is. And notice the breath starting to flow through your body already. Wonderful inhales. Nice exhales. Today is kind of a fun intention because it is about self-care, but it's about the part of self-care that requires a little bit of strengthening in our bodies. So the idea is of filling your bucket to full. And I'm liking this idea of the bucket more than filling a gas tank. I know that a lot of people use the gas tank analogy where you're running on empty or you're filling yourself up. But filling up a gas tank is pretty easy. You know, you just have to drive to the location and then push, squeeze a nozzle and you're already filling up. So it's super easy to do that version. Sometimes self-care requires a little bit more effort. And so that's where I like the bucket analogy where in olden times, people had to carry their buckets all the way to the well, and then they had to draw the water out. And then they had their awesome bucket that they could, drink out of or use at the home or whatever it was that they were doing. And so that's the type of self-care that's been on my mind lately, because for me, the easy thing to do is to not do self-care. It's like easier to just keep on working and just stay busy. But for me, self-care requires a little bit of discipline, a little bit of work, because it's like I have to tell myself to stop, and I have to, whatever I'm doing, I have to go make myself my cup of tea. I have to go heat up a bucket of water for soaking my feet in, or whatever it is that I'm doing. And for me, it's almost like effort to get to that point. And sometimes helping our physical body grow stronger is that effort side, but afterwards is when you really start to feel good. And so that's our analogy today, is helping to fill our bucket to full so that we can drink out of it and we can be nourished by the coolness of that water. Once we've done that effort, we've made that commitment. And so because of that, today's class, it's going to use a couple of strong options. There's places where you can definitely take the easy route. That's absolutely fine. But there'll be a couple of options that give us this possibility to strengthen some of our muscles, like our core, our quads, our legs, stuff like that. And so with that idea in the back of our mind, the filling of our bucket to lead us onward, let's start off our physical practice by taking the knees into the chest. Just a couple of kind moments here, rocking on that low back. Starting to get into the physical body, so that way we don't overwork ourselves. It's not like we're trying to wear our bucket out or wear out the handle. We still want this bucket to be healthy, to be strong. We just, want it to actually work. And so from here, bring the knees back through the middle. Just pause right there. The elbows get ready to touch into the knees. So with any exhale, go ahead and make that touch happen. With any inhale, simply return the back down, stretch the arms up overhead. We'll take a few of these variations just to make it nice and easy. We're just starting to use the core. Exhale, touch to the knees. Inhale, stretch back up overhead. Exhale, touch. Inhale, stretch. One more like that. And then let's begin stretching one leg out at a time. So exhale, we still do the same motion with the upper body, while the lower body extends one leg out. Come back in, the knee returns, the arms are up overhead. Exhale, second leg extends, touch the elbows in. Bring the knee in, arms up overhead. Exhale, inhale. Exhale, inhale. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Beautiful. Pause for just a moment. We're going to have one last option here. And if you want to stay with exactly what we just did, that's fine. The last option would be that both legs stretch out when the elbows come in, and then the arms are turned down, the knees come back in. Okay, so 5 sets of those, or just take those single knee stretches once again. So when you're ready, legs out, elbows in, return back to start. 4, 3, 2, 1. Awesome. Spread the arms out to each side. They're spreading left and right. The knees can take a nice little twist over to the left side. This is an important feature of our class today. We can't wear ourselves out. That's not self-care at all by just killing yourself and then you're exhausted the rest of the day. So when we take breaks to do little tiny stretches like this, helping the low back feel good, the hips feel good, this is our way of including self-care in this process. So that way we're helping our body and not just injuring it by overwork. Enjoy another wonderful breath in and out. And then the knees are welcome to start lifting up so that they can head to the second side. When the knees lift back up, we're going to rise up to a seated place. You can grab onto your thighs and roll like a ball, or you can try the harder version, stretch the arms up overhead, and see if you can slowly roll up, one vertebrae lifting up at a time. Whichever version you took to get up, let's extend the legs long. Take a nice inhale to float the arms directly up, and with our exhale, release to stretch over both legs at the same time. We're just starting to stretch this part of our body, so it's not that flexible yet. Don't worry. We'll take lots of time, lots of self-care to get into this. Start to rise all the way back up. And then we take a twist. The right hand goes to the outside of the left leg. The left hand goes behind us. Keep the posture lifting up tall. And then maybe that left hand continues to spiral the shoulders deeper and deeper open into that twist. Start to release. Take the twist to the other direction. Right hand is behind. Maybe inch those fingers just a little bit further. Make sure that your posture is not rounded in the low back. If you need to take that moment to plug the spine up tall, take that moment. And then use that nice exhale to twist. Awesome. Returning forward, bring the left foot into the right thigh, reach up with a nice inhale. Exhale, relax back further. Maybe you can go deeper with just one leg. Inhale, rise up. Switch out the legs. Reach up tall. And release over for that second side. Rising back up to sit, bottoms of both feet together for cobbler's pose. Use the grip of the ankles to help lift the posture nice and tall. And then we're going to start working our spine into a twist from here. So right hand walks over to the left leg, and then left hand is back behind us. See if you can feel a little bit more of the core engagement than when the legs were in staff pose. Good. Switch it out. Left hand grabbing for right shin. Right hand reaching behind. Returning back forward. Reset the posture super tall. You're welcome to just stay here if this is what helps you feel the hips opening. If leaning forward is even more beneficial, I invite you to head there. Okay, from here we're ready to swing our legs around, coming to a nice kneeling place. Let's begin to get into the spine with our cat-cows. Rounding up, arching down. No race is happening right here. Simply be with the speed of your breath. The next time you go to cow, leave the arch, tuck the toes, start to lift the hips up into a nice downward facing dog shape. Wiggles through the legs are perfectly welcome here. And to continue to try to wake the spine up even deeper, let's go between downward facing dog and then upward facing dog. Shift forward like a plank. Start to drop the hips lower. If this is a little bit too intense, drop the knees back down rather than keeping them floated. Good. Lifting back up, downward facing dog. And just 2 more of those movements. Shift forward to your plank and start to drop the hips down a little bit. Lift those hips right back up. Amazing efforts. This is our last pause at the down dog before we head into forward fold. So you're welcome to stay here as long as it's still feeling good for the body. The moment when you're ready to start walking your way up to the top of the mat, feel free to head directly to that direction. And in this down dog here, let's give our spine yet more kindness. Let's take our hands into our elbow creases and continue to let the spine dangle long, maybe even adding in a slight sway left and right, back and forth. The knees don't have to be all the way straight as we're still warming up our body. Maybe be super free with this, going all the way to sway to the side, and then the other. Start to slow down those oscillations, eventually ending up just hanging down in the center. Bend the knees deeply, release the hands, roll the spine up to a nice standing position, making sure we go slow enough for the head to receive plenty of blood. And then let's find a nice lateral leaning to the body. So left hand to the left thigh, right hand circles up and over. Rising and reverse it out. Inhale up. One more time left. Inhale up and right. Amazing. Rise up. Circle the arms to reach up. Maybe arch back just a hair. And exhale, a nice forward fold in our body. Start to walk the feet back into a plank. You're welcome to drop the knees down for a kneeling plank if you wish. Feel the strength of the core for just a moment. And then shift that strength into the shoulders and into the triceps. Squeezing the elbows in as we slowly lower it all the way down onto our bellies. From this position, walk the hands a bit wider so they're completely off the mat. Even tent the fingers so you've got your weight of the hands up on the fingertips. So from here, rise up into a baby cobra. At first, you're not using the hands at all. It's just the strength of your back. Good. From here, press into those fingertips to lift a little bit higher. Drop the left shoulder down through the center. Maybe even the left temple rests on the ground. Float right back up to where you were, using that back strength. And then gaze over to the left side, dropping right shoulder down. Let's take it once more to each direction. Left shoulder down. And right shoulder. Beautiful. Reset the hands to hover at their normal placement right under the shoulders. Use the strength of the back to lift your back and your shoulders up one more time. Try to lift even higher. And then when you lower down, the hands find the ground, press up, and shift back into a moment with child pose. Checking in with our body right now. Imagine that your body was the bucket that we're filling up. How full does your bucket feel right now? Notice the places that feel alive. Notice if the bucket has any holes. Are there places we need to patch up, that we need to watch out for? Is there anything we can do to help it in this moment as we're continuing to flow through the body? Is there any small thing that we can change in our lifestyle to help prevent our bucket breaking down? Maybe our diet just a little bit healthier. One thing in our cupboard, maybe at this moment, that we choose to not buy next week. As you feel ready to rise back up into downward facing dog, start to shift up to that beautiful direction. Legs can bend and straighten a few times. Every fingertip, every knuckle, every joint of the hand is pressing down. Now legs find stillness, hips lift even higher. And right leg begins to float all the way up to the sky. Find it reaching up high. Shift the right knee to the nose and hold for just a moment. Reaching back up, find that lift. And this time step the right foot forward in between the hands. Try to stay up on those back toes, working the balance there. Legs can shift wider if the balance is needed. With some help, and start to rise the spine up to this balanced lunge shape. Fingertips rising up by the ears. Imagine you're grabbing something super high, pull it down, and the back knee drops closer to the ground. Reach those fingertips back up, grab a second set of whatever it is that we're grabbing, and pull it down. One more time, reach up, grab, and pull down. Good, the fingertips float up, and then we circle open into warrior two. Feel the restingness of this warrior two shape on that left foot. Remember, the front knee rotates open, knee pointing toward pinky toe. See if you can sink just a teeny bit deeper. That last inch is where our strength starts to take over. Now our right hand floats up, our left hand floats behind us. The top hand can even wind around the backside of the head as we start to lean our shoulders backwards. Sometimes just winding the arm around the head and around the low back feels really good. Some people want to go for the full finger clasp here. So whatever feels best, continue to let your shoulders lean backwards. Feel that lateral stretching through your right side body. Good, release. Circle the arms all the way like a pinwheel back to warrior two. And then the fingertips work their way to surround the front foot. Popping up onto the back toes, we prepare for a supported version of warrior three. So fingertips need to walk forward. Now we're balancing on that front foot. Left leg is floating behind us. Feel the strength of this posture. And we add additional strength if it's available. First, by trying to bring the fingertips up, hands to the heart. If this is still doing okay, 3 times. This left knee touches the back of the right knee. We kind of squat down and then straighten back out to this floated warrior three. 2 more, bending the knees to touch and extending back out. 1. Good, drop the fingertips down. We're in a nice standing forward fold. With strength, our body gets warm. With warm bodies, our flexibility improves. So notice how this one is yet deeper than the previous versions that we've done of the forward fold. Beautiful. Next inhale, circles arms to the side, stretch up, arch back. Hands gather in front of the heart. Feet are brought close together. Big toes touching, heels separated. And start to sit the hips back like you're about to head into a chair. Without knees going past toes, see if you can sink 1 inch deeper, that last inch that helps us find the toning of our quads. Now legs stay like this, similar to the very first thing we did in class. Reach the arms up overhead, and then exhale, touch the elbows to the knees. 2 more. Reach and touch. Reach and touch. Now this time, reach up, straighten the legs entirely. Feel the length back into the legs. Hands drop down by our sides. A strong mountain pose. Posture is tall, core is completely warmed up, legs are toned. So from here, right knee floats in front of us, find this balance. Try to kick back through airplane arms like a warrior 3. Land that leg directly into warrior 1, arm swing up, inhale. Exhale, warrior 2. Feel the toning of the legs once again. And then extended side angle, front elbow goes down. This right arm reaches in a long angle forward. Now this is another one of those places where we have a strength option available to us if you wish to take it. And that would be that you take this left arm and also float it up to that same long angle. Whatever we're doing, take 3 more breaths. Rise up, warrior 2. Straighten the front leg. Reverse triangle. Reach the fingertips backwards. Right fingertips down. Left fingertips find this long reach. Beautiful. Cartwheel back up. Planting the hands all the way up at the top of the mat. Step the front foot back to plank. Let's take a little flow, unless you wish to simply go into child's pose. So lowering down as you take your cobra. Perhaps you walk the hands wider so you can dip the left shoulder down and the right shoulder down. Good. Feel that arch. Return down so your hands can reset to take downward facing dog. Movements are so welcome here if they're helpful. We've got a lot of poses we just moved through. We'll take that again on the second side. So when you're ready, left leg floats. Left knee into the nose. Hold for just a moment. And reach that left leg all the way back up. Step it in between the hands. Back heel's trying to stay up for this moment. See if you have the balance to rise up. Arms reaching up. Grab on something above you. Pull your elbows down, sink the back knee down. Floating back up, 2 more. And 1. Float the arms back up. Inhale, exhale, rotate open. A nice strong warrior 2. Let the knee go wide. The back arch is lifting rather than just kind of collapsing onto the inner part of the foot. This time, left arm goes up and circles around the head. Right arm goes under and circles around the back. Perhaps you simply stay here, or maybe you're working the fingers to try to touch, your choice. Either way, with the head wrap or with the fingers touching, lean the shoulders to the back of the mat. Getting that long side body stretch, this time through left ribs. Unwind, warrior 2. And then cartwheel the hands down up to the top of the mat. Pop up onto the back toes. When you're ready to shift your weight forward, we're in that supported warrior 3. Maybe the hands stay down the whole time. Maybe you can join them together in front of the heart. Either version, touch the back knee to the back side of the left and reach back out. Right knee to left and out. One more. Right knee to left and out. Drop the hands down. Forward fold. Inhale, circle arms to the side, stretch up, arch. Hands together in front of the heart. Scoot the big toes to touch. Sit back like a chair. Keep the low back slightly rounded just to protect that spine. If we can reach here, extend the arms up and then touch the elbows down to the thighs. 2. 1. Straighten the legs, reach up. Hands through the heart space and down at our sides mountain. This time, left knee starts to float in front of us. When you feel ready, begin to kick it back through a brief warrior 3. Airplane arms are fine. Landing that foot, inhale, reach up, warrior 1. Exhale, opening directly into warrior 2. Again, set up the shape, sinking low, knee tracing open instead of kind of collapsing inward. Extended side angle, front elbow down, the other arm stretches long. Here's a choice point. Do you stay or do you reach that right arm up to the angle also? One more good inhale. Exhale, open through warrior 2. Straighten the front leg. A brief triangle, back fingers back. Right arm reaching up to the sky. Amazing efforts. Rising back up. Let's cartwheel the hands down to the ground. Step the front foot back. Knees up or down. See if you can lower to the ground strongly. Chaturanga. Back bend. Maybe this time just gaze over one shoulder. Gaze over the second side. And perhaps we all take a moment with child pose before moving on. Now, as we're preparing to head into this next thing, this is a repeat of the cycle we just did on each side, only this time we're moving a bit faster, just about 1 breath per movement. And so this is the last hard thing of the day before we head on to stretches. So imagine if if you're using a well, you've dipped your bucket all the way down into the well. And as you're drawing the bucket all the way back up, that last little bit, it feels like the bucket's getting heavier. There's so much extra work. But in just a moment, you get the refreshing taste of that beautiful well water to fill your body. And so this is our last hard thing before we just get to take delicious stretches the rest of class. So know that you can do it. Just move with whatever variations you can take. If you even need to skip a couple of poses and join back in, that's beautiful. So start off, downward facing dog. Right leg floats up to the sky, inhale. Exhale, knee to nose. Inhale, right leg up. Exhale, step the foot forward and through. Circle arms up to the sky. Inhale, reach. Exhale, grab and lower. 2, 1. Inhale, arms back up. Exhale, rotate open, warrior 2. Cartwheel or pinwheel the arms into that clasp behind or just the circling around the head. Lean backwards, exhale. Take one more breath, inhale. Exhale, cartwheel, hands to the top of the mat. Trying to float. Supported warrior 3 or hands at the heart. Back knee comes in, exhale. And extend. Exhale 2. Exhale 1. Drop the hands down, forward fold. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, circle up. Exhale, hands at the heart, set the hips back. Inhale, reach. Exhale, crunch, elbows to thighs. 2. 1. Straighten the legs, circle the arms up. Hands go through the heart, dropping down. Inhale, right knee floats. Exhale, kick back, warrior 3, airplane arms. Land the foot, inhale, warrior 1. Exhale, warrior 2. Extended side angle, maybe floating the arm. Inhale. Exhale, open, straighten the front leg, reverse triangle, going to the back leg. Inhale. Exhale, rise. Cartwheel the hands down. Step back, take a flow. Good. From this downward facing dog, we've got one more side to go. Take an extra breath, just as a little breather. Good. Inhale, left toes float up to the sky. Exhale, knee to the nose. Inhale, reach. Exhale, step left foot through. Floating the arms up. Inhale, reach. Exhale, pull and drop down. 2. 3. Inhale, reach back up. Exhale, warrior 2. Left hand up, right hand down. Lean back. Inhale. Exhale, cartwheel up to the top of the mat. Supported warrior 3. Once you're there, maybe hands to the heart. Back knee touches front knee and reaches. 2. 1. Drop hands down, forward fold. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, rise. Exhale, hands to the heart, sit back. Inhale, reach. Exhale, crunch. 2. 1. Reaching up, straighten the legs. Hands through the heart. Hands by the side. Left knee floats up. Left knee kicks back. Inhale. Exhale, land the heel. Circle the arms up, reaching. And exhale, warrior 2. Extended side angle, elbow down or arm floating up. Inhale. Exhale, open back up. Straighten the front leg. Take that opposite version of triangle. One more exhale. And then rise up. Circle down. Last flow of the day. We made it through. Perhaps you're taking one last down dog just to wiggle the legs out one more time. Maybe this is a great chance for child's pose. This is like sipping on that beautiful well water. How does it feel through your body now that you did all that work? Now that you get to have the refreshment? So as we start to rise up from here, let's imagine we're starting to check our bucket, making sure there's no holes and making sure to patch up and be kind to any spots that need the help. Let's start with a toe stretch. Tuck the toes under. As you start to set the hips back, you could simply stay like this with hands forward, a lot of your weight forward. Some of us can rise all the way up, weight over those tucked toes. Let's take 5 good breaths. Conclusion of the 5th breath, circle the ankles out. Point the toes, sit back onto that. And then lift up the right knee. Left hand just helps us off to the side. Dropping right knee down, pick up the left knee. Good, dropping it down, come back forward. Circle the ankles out again or gently pound them out. Good, from there, come down to sit. Both legs stretching out in front of you. Keep the hands behind you to prop your spine up comfortably. And then from here, point the toes. Flex the feet. Point the toes. Flex the feet. One more time. And then circle up to the sky. Exhale, forward fold. Notice if it feels different. Perhaps in this forward fold, point the toes and notice how that starts to stretch the front part of the ankles. Flex the feet and notice how you're stretching the calves a bit deeper. So perhaps play a couple of times between each of those options. And maybe eventually you choose one to pause at for a bit longer. Beautiful. Starting to rise up from here. Tuck the left foot in. Slide the right foot into plant. If you can take the right foot to the outside of the left thigh, head to that space. And then from here, left hand or left elbow winds around that right knee. Lift the posture up tall. Take another spinal twist. Beautiful. As you start to return, if this is working with the hips, the knees are able to more or less be stacked. Stay in this placement, even grabbing onto the the toes to help point them back as you start to move into a forward fold. If this is not working in the hips at all, let the knees start to go wide, even dropping into a simple cross-legged shape if that's working best. Find this release as we're heading up our body higher and higher, starting with those toes. We are taking that inventory. Now we're heading up to the hips and the glutes. Good, rising back up, switch it out, right leg's on the bottom. Left foot can simply be here, or it can go to the outside of the right. Right hand grabs knee, maybe right elbow. Either way, make sure you can lift the posture up tall before you head into that twist. And as we return, perhaps the knees need to go wider again, or maybe we can simply grab the toes from here, pull them in, and start to lean forward. Release up into a simple cross-legged shape. Let the right arm cross all the way over the body. Left arm hooks around to get that right shoulder stretch. Maybe head even gets to drop off to the left side. Inhale, circle open. Exhale, left arm gets its turn. Maybe right ear down. Inhale, reaching back open. And then exhale from here, let's take a moment for our wrists. So as you're sitting up in a simple cross-legged shape, if you were to plant your hands down, fingers are forward, thumbs are in. So that's the placement that we're taking with our hands. But begin to walk your hands backwards from that flexed position of the wrist. You get to choose how far back you go. You're only going to the point where it feels like a really good stretch for the forearms and the wrists. Notice how the fingers want to kind of curl up. See if you can flatten them back out instead. That's what helps us to really stretch out long through the places that need it the most. Good, starting to walk back in. Now we stretched in that direction. Let's stretch the other part of our wrist. So curl the fingers down and then bring that back side of the palms into your armpits. From there, we can simply rest the weight of the elbows down, relaxing the shoulders down, and just enjoy the backs of the wrists stretching out. Be gentle as you release the wrists again. Maybe at first we're just opening and closing the hands. Maybe eventually we start to roll the wrists out or even shake the wrists out. One last thing for our neck, let the chin rise up, jut the jaw forward so you can stretch the fleshy tissue on the front of the throat. Relax that and drop the chin down to the chest. Stretching through the backside of the neck finally. Roll the right ear over the right shoulder. And chin back down to chest. Left ear over left shoulder. Back down to chest. Just enjoy 3 more breaths right here. As the head floats back up, we find ourselves returning our spine onto the ground. Ask your body if there's any last movements. We've been giving our whole body some kindness, like we're checking in with our bucket. So ask your spine, is there anything else I can do before I head into my shavasana that would be a great kindness for any parts of my body that still needs it? From the toes up to the top of the head. So take all the time you need to continue to move through, stretch through those spots of our bucket that still need love and attention. And only when you feel very complete, your practice feels like it's touched on all the important things, then we find ourselves releasing, breathing, taking these last few minutes together to simply be present together. What if in our time in shavasana that we take to slow down for a few minutes out of our day, what if we're actually fixing the bucket of the world, all the things that seem wrong about the world? What if our quiet, calm presence right now fixed all those holes too? By us taking care of ourselves, we're actually also taking care of everybody else. So with that infinite, deeper possibility, let's let ourselves receive the next few minutes of breath and relaxation. Begin to deepen inhales and exhales. Introduce movements back to fingers and toes, ankles and wrists. Stretch out like you're waking up. Eventually find a nice fetal position off to one side. Enjoy another good breath in and out. And as we rise up to a comfortable seated place and join our hands together in front of the heart, check in with your bucket. Notice how full it is. It's almost like this is the water of life that will carry us on to another marvelous day of living our life. And so with this full, complete bucket to lead us onward, let's wrap up the time we got to share together with the sound of Om. Taking a deep inhale now. Om. May we be filled with light and happiness and peace. Namaste.